Hi guys, Wendy Day here from Rap Coalition. You've probably figured out by now that I'm giving you little snippets of information about how to build your career in the music business, so that you can put out your music yourself and either profit from your own efforts or build your buzz large enough to attract a record label. And today I want to talk about building up your online presence. And this is something that I'm not 100% good at doing. I always hire people to do this. So I'm going to teach you what I know, but I want you to go and read as many books on this, do as much research on this. I mean, you should do that anyway, right? Like always, do the research to find the answers yourself. But it's really important that you have really strong followings at all of the social media platforms, not just Instagram. Like in the music industry, we tend to focus on Instagram and nothing else, but you need to build Twitter. You need to, that's funny, I just called it Twitter. You need to build your Twitter account. You need to build Facebook. You need to build your Snap account, TikTok, YouTube, SoundCloud. I consider all of that, even though YouTube and SoundCloud are platforms, I still consider them social sites because people can leave you comments and you can interact with people. And that's really the subject of what I want to talk about today is engagement and interaction, because that is what's going to propel you forward. It should go without saying that you don't want fake views. I'm going to say it anyway, because for some reason in hip hop, we tend to go and probably to soothe our own egos, right? We tend to go and buy fake followers and fake views. Don't do that. There's no upside to that. There is no one out here that is fooled by your fake as shit numbers. So don't do it. Interact with people, engage. When people are posting on your Instagram feed and your Twitter feed and your Facebook feed, go in and talk to them. You know, one of the ways that I learned, and this is a little bit old school, but one of the ways that I learned was to go into accounts of artists that have a similar sound to what you have. So like if you're rapping about smoking weed, you know, go into Wiz Khalifa, go into the other rappers' accounts that have similar subject matter and a similar sound to you, and start talking to people that are posting on their accounts and engage people and have conversations. You know, even if you're agreeing with somebody or you have a different point of view, and be respectful, don't troll somebody. But if you go in and you start a conversation with somebody, there's a really good chance that they're going to go and check out your bio and see who you are and check out your music and see if they like you. And if they like an artist that has a similar sound to you, then it just kind of goes to say that they may like your music too. And this is kind of a numbers game. So, for example, I always tell my clients, if 1 out of 100 people will become your fan, or 1 out of 1,000 people will become your fan, then if you want 1,000 fans, you've got to reach 100 times that or 1,000 times that, right? So it's really a numbers game. You're going to have to reach a lot of people in order to bring people into your franchise and into your fan base, right? And you want real people because you want people to buy tickets to your shows, and you want people to purchase your merchandise, and you want them to stream your music, because these are all ways that you get paid. These are ways that you monetize your career. So Tony did something really cool for me. He put together a list of posting frequencies for my clients, and I'm going to share it with you right now. And only you can determine what the best times to post are, because you're going to see it in your own stats when you go into the dashboard. And your times of posting on Facebook might be different than your times of posting on Instagram. And guys, this is your job. So just making music and just performing is not what it takes to be a rapper. Marketing and promoting yourself is. And the great thing about social media is it's the most inexpensive way to promote. And when I say promote, I don't mean go in and spam people like at people with your music. A lot of people go in and they'll at, famous folks like at Future, at Young Thug, at Diddy. And I never understood why people do that, because they're not your market. Like, it doesn't matter if Future's following you. I'm sorry, but Future is never going to be your friend. So market to people that are fans of the type of music that you're making, and people that will spend money and come to your shows. So coming back to the posting frequencies, and again, it's going to change for everybody. This is what I used when I was building my accounts, and this is what I use with the newer clients that I consult. So Monday through Thursdays, you should be posting on Facebook 2 to 3 times a day. Fridays through Sundays, you should up it to 3 to 5 times a day. And that's throughout the day. That's not in a row. And of those posts, 70% should be lifestyle posts and 30% should be promotional posts. And I use that philosophy on all platforms. It's always a 70-30 ratio, where it's 70% where you're talking about your life and what you're doing, and 30% where you're like, okay, check out my new video, or check out my new song, or if a topic comes into the news and you made a song about it, like if somebody gets killed by a cop and you made a song about police brutality, and it's topical, that's the time to post something like that, and talk about what your music represents to you. On Instagram, you should post 3 to 5 times a day. Instagram stories 3 times a day, so that you keep it in the top feed. On Instagram Live, you want to do once a day, and you want it to be at the same time every day. So if your best following happens at 7 o'clock at night, you should be doing it routinely at 7 o'clock at night. For Snap, you want to do one post every 8 hours that you're awake. You want to put geo filters for every physical event that you have or movement that you have, geographic filters. You can buy very inexpensively frames that people can access, so that if you're doing a show, and let's just say you're doing a show at, Peachtree downtown, 14th and Peachtree in Atlanta, you can buy a geo filter for a 2 or 3 block radius, so that when somebody's filming you on Snapchat, they have the choice of putting your filter around your image or any image. And it's just another way to promote yourself, and it's really affordable. It's a couple of bucks. YouTube, you should be posting once every other week, and you need a curator to hit keywords and to put cards and in screens, right? For your releases, you want to create a playlist for every release, name it by your album title, so that it increases your SEO, and that people have more imaging that's hitting them about your music. For Twitter, you want to do 8 to 12 posts daily. Twitter is like a microblog, right? So with Twitter, you want to talk about, don't just use it to complain like I do. I'll sit there in traffic and be like, I hate this traffic in LA. It drives me crazy. Use Twitter to engage people. Find out what your fans are interested in. I do this on Instagram and Twitter. Ask questions. Make sure you use hashtags that are relevant, so that people can find your content easily. Talk about shit that people are going to care about. Let them into your life a little bit. Talk about your life and who you are and what you believe and what your thoughts are, especially as it's a reaction to everyday news. Like, talk about how you feel about the Iran conflict that's going on right now. How do you feel about, I use police brutality as an example. How do you feel about police brutality? Like, talk about things that you care about, and keep it as authentic as possible, because people have bullshit meters. And when they look at something, they may not immediately know that it's bullshit, but it makes them go, I don't know if this is true. And you don't ever want somebody looking at you like that. You want them to look at you like, okay, this dude is really on point. I may not agree with what he or she is saying, but I understand their point of view. And I think that that's really important. Just like you may not agree with what I'm saying in my videos. You might think that posting 2 to 3 times a day on Facebook is way too fucking much. And that's great. So do what you think is right. Do what's best for you. I'm only telling you what I've done and what my clients do. And their numbers are increasing, so it's working. If it wasn't working, we would alter that. So again, building your online presence is really key. Social media is so important. And of course, the platforms that are a little bit more social, like SoundCloud, AudioMac, YouTube, they're all really important. Engage with people, interact with people. This is your job. This is exactly what you chose to do for a living. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in. This will be on my YouTube channel tomorrow. So you can binge watch. You can go there and watch everything. The link is in my bio, and make sure you hit the subscribe button above. And thanks for tuning in. Okay, guys, take care. Bye.